what were you like before mental sessions? Did you think like it's such like a different feeling because you go to mental sessions and you go show up to games against better teams and you're like, this is gonna be easy. Like I can compete with them. Like subconsciously, you're a better player. You have the right mindset too. What were you like before? Like
so before the mental sessions, like I wouldn't be as focused before games. Like right before I go on, my focus wasn't there.
Okay.
And then like I'd have to switch on while I'm like playing midway, and that was like really bad because for me, if I wasn't focused in like that first few minutes, like it would take longer for me to start actually getting into the game. And if I wasn't in the game, I wouldn't play very well. And like sometimes I'd underestimate the team before we play them or overestimate and like make more mistakes. But if I was like after starting on Jason, like it made me focus more and like block out all my surroundings and like stay neutral to like the team and just focus on how I played. And then I'd start like improving my quality on how I played. And then like near like the third or fourth week, I scored a hat trick.
Yeah, I heard about that.
And then I barely started making any mistakes per game, and just like a few mistakes, like a few bad passes or a few bad touches.
Yeah, but you're improving.
But I'm improving so much. Like becoming a better player is also like what they look at is how many errors you make, right? And if you can limit the errors, like you'll become better almost.
Overall, less
better player.
Less missed passes.
Because I watched a documentary on Manchester City.
Okay.
They had a documentary called, it was like
I think
All
I've
or
seen
Nothing.
Juventus on Netflix or something.
Yeah, but it's like All or Nothing, and it's like an insight from Pep Guardiola. And he said like you have to limit like all the errors you make.
Okay.
And as long as you make less errors, like you'll play, because that's gonna give them success
that's what
ultimately.
The coaches want, so you get wins and stuff.
And I feel like that's the most important part. And if I can get better at it, then I'll keep going to Jason because it's working. So
I'm never gonna leave him. And it's interesting, like you don't know how to get a mentor, but it just comes naturally. Like who you surround with, you go to training with OPSM, and then like you get the connections from there. It comes so naturally. Like I thought it was like impossible to get mentors, but to me, like he is a mentor now. It's really interesting.
Like before I did OPSM, I'd have to email all the coaches, and then I'd deal with them with myself, and it would be like really hard because it's hard to get other coaches to look at you without a good base.
Like university coaches?
Like university coaches, it's hard for like them to like just answer people's emails because they have so many coming in.
To him. But now you're associated to the sports agency
with like a reputable
with a reputation. So you get way more attention, right?
And that's gonna help me a lot in the future. And I feel like OPSM in the long run, it's gonna probably give me my future.
Right? I think it will. Like it's so hard to make it pro without a sports agency because they know like hundreds of coaches. I know Godwin. He knows like Division 1 coaches. He knows every single team, every single coach. Division 2, he probably knows half of them. So like just the fact that they like accept you to train with them and they have all the connections, then like your name goes out there so much more.
But there's also so much that he can do. Like he can't do everything for you. You have to do it on your own.
Yeah, you need to have the drive. You need to train, but it really helps with the connections. I'm saying. And like in sports, having connections, in the work environment too, having connections is everything.
In life, just having connections.
In life, exactly.
It's basically.
That's what I'm aiming for, like having the best connections, being around the best people and stuff like that. And I remember there was one week Jason asked, we were like 4 or 5 people in the room. He asked everyone like how their soccer week was. And remember Sophia was like, I scored like 2 goals.
I scored a hat trick. And then
Sam was like, I scored a hat trick.
Inside I'm like, oh my god, that. And then I'm like, okay, I'm gonna hold it until Jason asks me. Like I didn't want to just blurt it out and be rude. Yo, same. And Jason, I'm like, same.
And that was crazy. Before everyone would be like average players, maybe getting a goal. And that
like,
1 week, you had a hat trick. She had a hat trick.
Yeah.
Kira maybe had like 2 goals. The other guy scored goals too. and I was there injured. But it's
just
crazy.
there injured.
Injured, taking notes.
Yeah, I still remember like when I first joined, like Sophia's like, yeah, I scored like 3 goals this weekend,
like
the
weekend,
weekend, like only the weekend, and I'm like, okay, that's pretty cool, like, and then she scores 3 goals in one day, and I'm like, okay, and I'm like, I scored 3 goals in one day too, but like, not gonna lie, that team was really bad too. So